DFS traversal means we have to traverse all the adjacent vertices one by one. And when we traverse the adjacent vertex, we completely finish the traversal of all vertices reachable through that adjacent vertex. Means if one is there, from 1 we will go to 0, and then from 0 we will go to 2, like that we will keep on going, like depth first wise. What we were doing in BFS is like 1, then its neighbors, then we will see one's neighbors only, and then like its neighbors, like that we were going level wise in BFS. But in DFS we have to go the depth wise. So we will see like how this depth wise is done. Suppose we will take this particular example. This graph is given. So if we have to perform DFS on this, and it is also very clear that there can be multiple orders possible, like there can be multiple answers. You can start DFS from 1, or you can start from 0, you can start from 2, like that you can start from anywhere. Generally we will source will be given. Suppose if source is given as 1, then we will start at 1. If it is not given, then we will see how to do it. So if the source vertex is S1, so we will first mark this one as visited, and output will be 1. Then we will see the neighbors of 1, that is 0 and 2. So first we came to 0. So we marked 0 as visited and 0 has been printed. Now we will see the neighbors of 0. The neighbor of 0 is 1 and 2, but 1 is already visited. So here also we need a visited array to keep track of the nodes which are already visited. So from 0, we will see its neighbors are 1 and 2, but 1 is already visited, so you won't go back here. We will come to 2. So we will mark 2 as visited, and we will output 2. Then we will again see the neighbors of 2. So the neighbors of 2 are 3, 4, 0 and 1, but 0 and 1 are already visited. So we will directly go to either 3 or 4. Let's suppose we went to 3. So we will mark 3 as visited. So we will output 3, and then we will see the neighbors of 3. There is only one neighbor of 3, which is 2, and 2 is already visited. So it will go back to 2. Now 2 has already seen 3 as its neighbor. So 0, 1 and 3 all are seen. So only 4 is left. So it will go to 4. It will mark 4 as visited, and it will output 4. After output 4, it will go back to 2. 2 has seen all its neighbors, so it will go back to 0. 0 has also seen all its neighbors, so it will backtrack to 1. So this is what this backtrack here it's written. From 4, it will backtrack to 2. From 2, it will backtrack to 0. From 0, it will backtrack to 1. So here it is written also that there can be more than one DFS traverses of a graph. For example, after 1, we may pick adjacent 2 instead of 0. So after 1, you can pick 2 even, or you can pick 0. This time you pick 0, so you got like 1, 0. You can even have the order as 1, 2 or something. So like that, there is this another example. So first thing is like, if DFS from a given source, they are saying. So the source is given to you. Suppose the DFS from a given source of undirected graph. So there are certain terms in this. First is like a given source. So the source node from where you have to start, that will be given. Second thing is it is undirected graph. So if there is edge from 0 to 1, there is edge to 1 to 0 also. So now we will see how it is done. It is written here that the algorithm starts from a given source and explores all the reachable vertices from the given source. It is similar to the pre-ordered tree traversal where we visit the root and then recur for its children. In a graph, there might be loops, so we use extra visited array to make sure that we do not process a vertex again. So how in pre-ordered traversal, what you were doing? Root, left, right? So here also root we will print, and then we don't have just left or right. We have so many neighbors. So we will iterate on all the neighbors of that node, and then that's the same way only. Then recur for its children. Children in case of trees, there were only two children possible, left or right. Here there may be many adjacent vertices. So we will do a for loop for all of them. We will traverse all of them. So it is saying that in a graph there might be loops. So we need to take a visited array also. Like in trees, this loop was not possible. Like if you go to the left or right children of one node, it cannot be a children of any other node. But in graph it is possible. So we will keep a visited array also to keep track of the nodes which are already visited. So like if we see this, how this depth first search is done here. Here stack is empty. This stack means the recursion stack, because we will do DFS using recursion. So in recursion, there is automatically a stack is made. when it proceeds. So that it is talking about that stack. Externally also you can make a stack and do it while iterating. So like anything which can be done with the help of recursion can be done with the help of graph and loops also. So first we will see like initially your stack will be empty and visited arrays are empty. So this is visited array, that is also empty, like none of them are visited yet, and DFS stack, this is also empty. So you have some particular the source is given, the source is 0. Okay, so we will start at 0. So what you will do, you will push 0 inside the DFS call. 0 will be pushed, so 0 will be marked as visited, and 0's neighbors will be pushed inside the stack. So its neighbors are 3, 2 and 1. So first let's make a call to 1, like 0's neighbor is 1, so 1 will be called. When 1 is called, 1 will be marked as visited, and then the DFS of 1 will be marked as 1, and then we will make call to other nodes. See, it is written now node 1 is at the top of the stack, so visit node 1 and pop it from the stack and put all its adjacent nodes which are not visited into the stack. So once adjacent node is just 0 and 0 is already visited, so we are not going to put anything. We will come back to 0. Okay. Here in stack we see now we have 2. So we will mark 2 as visited, that was already marked. 2 was marked as visited when we were pushing 2 and 3 inside the stack. So 2 will be marked as visited now. And 2's neighbors are 3 and 4. 3 is already in the stack, so we can push 4 into the stack. So now node 2 at the top of the stack. So visit node 2 and pop it. We will visit node 2 and pop it from the stack and push all of its adjacent nodes. So 4 will be pushed. So now 4 is at the top. So what we will do, we will visit 4 and pop it from the stack. We will mark this as true and we will pop it from the stack, and we will see what all nodes are not visited. So 3 is not visited. So again we will mark 3 as visited. We will pop it from the stack, and now the stack becomes empty, which means we have visited all the nodes and our DFS traversal ends here. So how it is done? If you see here, what it is doing is, this is the void DFS. What it is taking, it is taking this adjacency matrix which will have all the neighbors of that node, and int s will be the source. So these two things will be given to us, the adjacency list and the source. One visited array we will make of vertices, size will be the number of vertices, and all will be marked as initially as false. Then we will call the DFS recursion for this adjacency matrix, visited array, and the source s. Inside that, what we will do is, this is the adjacency list, this is visited, and this is source. So first we will mark visited of s is true. So first 0 will be marked as visited, 0 will be printed, and then we will go to the neighbors. If it is not visited, then you if visited is false, then only you make a call, otherwise you should not make a call. We'll try it now. So here you see vector int, we have to return the DFS traversal. So adjacency list is given to us. Now in this case, the source is not given. So I told you, when the source is not given, in case of disconnected graph, we may not be able to traverse the entire graph. So that's why we will make a for loop from 0 till vertices, and if it is not visited, if any vertex is not visited, we will make a DFS call for that vertex. Like before we were making this DFS call from the source only. Now we will make this call from all the vertices. Like first, if you start from 0, obviously all will be visited. So this will be visited in the one go only. All other will return false, false in the for loop. But if it was a disconnected graph, that example is not here. But here is suppose like this graph is there and somewhere 5 and 6 are there here. So they won't be visited on the one go. So that's why we are making this loop, so that all, if disconnected components are also there, that also should be visited. So that's why we are making this call. It is calling this DFS function. Inside this DFS function, what we are doing, visited of node is 1. We are pushing the node in the answer, and then we are visiting its neighbors. I'll explain this. So your graph is given right now like this, but suppose there was 5 and 4 also in the same graph like this. Like some nodes are here and these two nodes are here. So now when you will start with 0 as source, you will push DFS of 0. Here you can call DFS of 0 ADJ visited an answer. When you will call DFS for 0, it will like mark, it will visit 0 initially. If you see here in the code, how it will visit. So initially if it visits, so initially if it is at 0, it will visit 0. Means from here instead of I, 0 is passed. Okay. So it will come here, visited of 0 will be 1. So in this visited, a visited vector will be made and that 0 will be marked as 1. Okay. Visited of 0 will be 1. So answer dot pushback node, in answer vector we will have 1 initially, 0 initially. Okay. And then I is equal to 0 to I less than ADJ of node dot size. ADJ of node means ADJ of 0. If you see ADJ of 0, what it is, 1 and 2, because 0 has edges to 1 and 2. That's why ADJ of node dot size till all the, we will see all the neighbors of 0. Its neighbors are 1 and 2. So we will see if their neighbors are not visited in this step. If not visited of ADJ of node I. So ADJ of node I, if it is not visited, means ADJ of node is 0. Okay, and I is what? I will be initially first 0 and then it will be 1 because there are only two edges. So first dj of 0 0 will be 1. So 1 is not visited. So it will push 1 inside. So it will make call for this 1 now. Now the call will be made for 1. So again for 1, what will happen? 1 will be marked as first step. Visited of 1 equal to 1. So 1 will be marked as visited and 1 will be pushed inside the answer, and now we will see the neighbors of 1. The neighbors of 1 is 2. So 2 will be pushed in. So 2 will be pushed in. So 2 is also not visited. So there will call will be made for 2. So now 2 will be also marked as visited. 2 will be printed in the answer, and then we will see the neighbors for 2. It is 3 and 4. So initially suppose 4 is pushed. So 4 will be marked as visited. Here answer dot pushback we will do 4, and then it will see the neighbors of 4. The neighbor of 4 is only 2, which is already visited, so it will come back to 2. It will see the neighbor of 2 is even 3, so now 3 will be marked as visited. 3 will be pushed inside this, and so this answer you will get in this thing. Now if you see, this entire recursion is over and this 5 and 4 are still not visited. So that's why we were using this for loop. First, it will execute for 0, and all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, all are visited. So it will be, this statement won't execute. Now when it will come to 5, because 5 is also a vertex, and 5 and 6 suppose here. So now when it will come to 5, 5 is not visited. So it will make DFS call to 5, and then 5 will be visited in the same way as we visited this, and then we will get an output 5 and 6 also. So that's why this loop is important in case of disconnected graphs. We can visit them properly with the help of this loop if the graph is disconnected. And this adjacency list will represent like how many nodes are connected to 0, this first, to 1, this, to 2, this, to 3, this, like that. Whatever is the index number, that means the node which it is saying. So like this was the DFS. This is the same thing only about DFS. For disconnected also I said we will use the for loop here in case of disconnected graph. Now we will see how to detect cycle in an undirected graph. So first we will see article on this. So first of all, undirected graph. What was undirected graph? In undirected graph, if there is h from 1 to 2, there is h from 2 to 1 also. Okay, now the question is saying we need to say a cycle is present or not inside the graph. And that graph will be undirected. First, we will see for undirected graph, then we will see for directed graph also how to detect cycle. The first, like the basic thing which we saw now, like about traversal. So we have seen both the traversal, the DFS and the BFS traversal. These are like the main things in graph. After this, whatever things we will do, that will be based either on this these two traversals only. Either we will do DFS traversal or we will do BFS traversal. So now this question detects cycle in an undirected graph. So if you see, this can be done on BFS also and using DFS also. So we will see how using both these traversal techniques we will be able to detect cycle in the graph. So what a cycle means is like you see here. Normally, if you look at this, you see there is a cycle 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and then 2 to 0. You can come back to 0 through any other node. Like from 1 also you can come to 0. From 2 also you can come to 0. From 3 can you come? 0, yes, you can come. But cycle means like this. There is a loop present inside it. It will never ending loop type. So like we will see how to know a loop is present inside or not. If you see 1, its neighbors are 0 and 2. 2, its neighbor is 0 and 1. And 0, its neighbor is 1 and 2. So how we will know a cycle is present or not inside a graph? If you see the second example, here there is no cycle. There are like 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So how to know like a cycle is present or not? So it is saying like if you use BFS traversal, in BFS traversal what you will do, first you will push 1, then its neighbor, then 0 and its neighbor, then 2 and its neighbor, like that. So it is saying that when we do a DFS traversal, we maintain a visited array and a queue. Okay. When we do the BFS traversal, we maintain a visited array and a queue. We pop items one by one from the queue. So in BFS, what you will do, you are maintaining a queue as well as visited array. Also, you are maintaining normally in a BFS traversal. So what we do after that extra is like we pop the items one by one from the queue. That also we were doing before, and mark the popped item as visited and consider the non-visited adjacent and push them into the queue. This is all things we were doing before. If we mark the vertices visited, when we take out them from the queue, we can detect cycle by simply checking if a visited node is taken out again from the queue. What it means is like, let's see this example. So if we see this example, here we will take a queue. Inside queue and a visited array, okay? The visited array will be for 0, 1, 2, and 3. So now, and a queue. Queue name will be queue, okay? Now inside queue you will first push the source node. Suppose the source node is 0 and it is a connected graph, I'm assuming. So you pushed 0 inside this. When you pushed 0 inside this, you will write this thing that while not q dot empty. And first the front node you will take. So 0 will be marked as 1 while not q dot empty. So like node like p is equal to q dot top, and then you did q dot pop. The first node, the topmost node, which was 0, you took it out, you marked it as visited, and you just popped it inside the queue. So now you will traverse the neighbors of 0. So from I less than adj of, let this be named as node. So adj of node dot size I plus plus, and inside this we will write if not visited. If not visited of adj of node I